At Metroeast, we know there's a lot of great work going on in our community, and we want to share that with you. On Community Hotline, we highlight local nonprofits, schools, and government agencies that have their feet on the ground and are working to make our neighborhoods a better place. Hi, I'm your host, Monica Weitzel. August is back to school month, and we'll start out this episode by hearing from Schoolhouse Supplies, an organization that provides free resources to students in need. Then we'll bring you a special Community Hotline field segment from Metroeast Reynolds Middle School iPad Video Camp. And we'll wrap up by hearing about the grand opening of the new Pathfinder Network location. It's all coming up next on Community Hotline. It's August, back to school month, and families are preparing their kids to return to the classroom. But what do you do if you're a busy parent with no funds for new school supplies for your kids? Fortunately, Schoolhouse Supplies can help by providing free resources to students in need. On this segment of Community Hotline, we will be telling you a little bit about how you can help support the kids in our community. With us today, we have the Executive Director of Schoolhouse Supplies, Alice Forbes. Alice, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming. So I'm sure you're very busy at this time of year, getting ready for the new school year here in the Portland area. I know that you've been around for, I think, since 1999, the Schoolhouse Supplies has been. The need has never really diminished, I don't think. How do you see this year shaping up regarding the need locally for Schoolhouse Supplies?
This year is I don't know, is it a double whammy, a triple whammy, where kids are going back to school when Oregon received the shelter-in-place order back in March of 2020. A lot of teachers had the foresight to clear out their classrooms and put together packages of supplies so their students would have supplies to work with at home. So that's one impact. You have the typical year that we've experienced since 1999, which is there's lots of students whose families can't afford school supplies, and we're here to help step in. And then this year, the impact of COVID is that the economic reality for a lot more families is that they are struggling.
Right. I would tend to agree with that. I think that there are more families that have lost income due to COVID. Maybe their housing situation has changed. There's certainly more homeless people here in the area than we've ever seen before. And those kids have to go to school, right? So those are also kids you probably, are looking to help. How do you get the school supplies that you collect to these children? How does that work?
Well, back to school season, we have a couple ways we do that. Our biggest program is called the Free Store for Teachers. And that's how we started, and we're still going strong. So teachers in the 5 big Portland school districts who are at schools where 50% or more of the students qualify for free and reduced lunch come to the Free Store for Teachers, and they shop for free supplies, and they take them back to their schools. And between the classroom teachers and the school offices, they get the supplies out to the kids who need them. A lot of the supplies stay in the classroom for projects throughout the year.
I can imagine that nobody would know better who needs them than the teachers, right? They can see who doesn't have what they need when they come into the classroom. And I imagine they have a way to do it that's, doesn't make the child feel singled out.
At the majority of the schools we serve, nearly every student at the school qualifies for free and reduced lunch. So we certainly don't want any kids to stand out, and we don't want there to be any stigma, but we really are trying to step in and help fill a little bit of that opportunity gap for students and families at those neighborhood schools.
That's a lot of kids if you're talking about over 50% of the kids or more.
The students who are supported by Schoolhouse Supplies, the students who live in our neighborhood, in our communities, they're from families that really care about them. They want to learn. They're trying really hard in school, and they just need the basic tools in order to kind of get a leg up. And these are kids who are playing sports, have lots of aspirations, lots of hopes and dreams for great careers and great educations. And the way the community can help support them in their dreams and help them contribute to our community when they're bigger is to donate school supplies and make a financial contribution to Schoolhouse supplies. And we'll make sure that we work with teachers and schools to direct those resources where they're needed the most.
From what I understand, the majority of teachers spend their own money on supplies for decorating the classroom, for special projects that the school isn't providing the resources for. Does that jive with what you've come across?
We conduct a survey and we ask, how much of your own money did you spend? And whether it's here or in other similar communities around the country, teachers are spending between $500 and $1,000 each of their own money right out of their own pocket to provide basic supplies for their students. That's why we call it the free store for teachers. It's like the collateral benefit. We're here because the community wants to support local students, but we really want to make sure that teachers know that their community supports them too.
What kind of supplies will you take from the community, and where do we take them?
We would be happy to take any basic school and office supplies, art supplies, books. So if you remember your own or your child's school supply list, pencils, pens, erasers, markers, crayons, spiral notebooks, composition books, all of the old favorites and the basics, we could really use them here at the Schoolhouse supplies.
Is there anything else that the community can do for Schoolhouse supplies to make this a successful drive this year, and to keep promoting, and supporting the organization?
Well, here at Schoolhouse supplies, we're able to take our roughly a little over $500,000 cash budget and turn it into about $3 million worth of free supplies that we provide back to the community every year. So I hope folks trust that when they make a financial contribution or donate school supplies to Schoolhouse supplies, that we're good stewards of those resources and getting them out to kids who need them. So we also want to say thank you to everybody that supported Schoolhouse supplies for the last 21 years. And we really appreciate the community support and welcome volunteers. We welcome donors. Feel free to give us a call or send an email, and we're happy to get to know you better too.
That's great. Well, you do have a very good reputation in the community, so I'm sure that people should trust your judgment on how that money is spent and where it's going. Thank you very much, Alice, for sharing that with us. Anything else we need to know, or shall we just go out and save our money to donate to Schoolhouse supplies?
Thank you so much, Monica. We appreciate the opportunity to share some information.
You're very welcome. Thanks for watching this segment of Community Hotline. Do check them out on their website and be generous. Our students need it. Thanks so much. Now we'd like to bring you a special feature, a Community Hotline field segment. We'll be visiting Reynolds Middle School, where Metroeast staff and interns are teaching kids about composition, camera work, editing, and sound design in the Film with Your iPad video camp. Let's take a look.
Welcome to the Reynolds Middle School Summer Video Camp. Hi, I'm Seth Ring. I'm with Metroeast Community Media. My role here is I'm running, along with another coworker, running the media camp for Reynolds Summer School.
We're doing a sense of place film with iPad video camp. The most rewarding part of this camp always is seeing the final product that the students make. One thing that I've noticed that the students always get really excited about is when we get into stop motion.
I thought it would be a cool opportunity to learn how to do video production because I kind of wanted to learn how to do editing and stuff a little bit, and I thought it would be pretty cool to learn how to do it.
So I find that that's a really good way to kind of take a break from all the very filmy kind of things where you're out doing location things.
So the Sense of Place Camp is pretty much, right now we're working on rule of thirds and just like what looks nice when we're filming. In previous classes, we were talking about outside of school where we would want to film. I think it's kind of like what's meaningful to you, but also what you find visually appealing. I just was taking pictures and seeing if they were looking good or not, but I didn't really know anything about like lighting or everything being set in a specific way. So I think it's definitely easier. In the future, I would probably be looking forward to either being the actor or the film director.
My favorite part about the camp is all the great people working there and how much they've taught me on video production.
I've really enjoyed where the kids can just have creative control of what they're doing. We have some wigs and dress-up stuff, and that always sells well. It's just their opportunity to goof around and do what they want to do. But we want to have some sort of instruction in there. And so those are really good opportunities for them to just kind of have unstructured learning where they make something fun, but they're still applying the skills that they're learning through our sort of more standard instruction.
That's kind of like why I like being in video production, because like all the people are like trained and helpful.
My favorite part is editing because you get to do a lot of experiments like videos.
What's hard about it is that you need the right sunlight, the right angle, and the right pictures. And what's fun about it and easy about it is that it's really fun taking videos and you learn more each day.
Quiet on set!
The Pathfinder Network creates pathways to change for justice-impacted individuals. They've been working in our community for over 20 years, and now they're celebrating the grand opening of their new building. With us today is Adele Atwood, the Adult Community Programs Manager for the Center for Family Success with the Pathfinders Network. Welcome to the show, Adele. It's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So tell me a little bit, just a little overview, if you can, about the Pathfinders Network, what exactly your mission is or what you do.
So the Pathfinder Network is an agency that provides support and skills and classes to folks involved with the justice system. And so that could mean folks that are currently incarcerated. We have programs in corrections, Department of Corrections, but that could also include persons that are in the community that are currently on probation. And that includes folks that may have an open DHS case, child welfare case.
What exactly does the Center for Family Success, what's the role that they play in the Pathfinders Network?
So the Center for Family Success is our community-based portion of the Pathfinder Network. With our community programs, we actually work with parents and youth. So we provide services such as parenting classes, one-on-one early childhood home visiting. We do lots of advocacy and support. We do case management. We do peer mentoring. So for folks that are struggling with substance use and are involved in systems, we have parent partners.
I understand you recently moved to a different location.
It's a fabulous new building. We've now come together with our admin portion and our community side and become one big building. And it actually is a better building because it's more accessible and has better spaces for our clients.
The room you're in right now, you're at the center, correct? It looks very bright.
Correct.
And welcoming. Is that,
Yeah.
what room is that in the building?
So this is one of our main classrooms.
Okay.
We're currently still doing items. So we do have like a smart board here, but we're also doing classes on Zoom right now that are COVID safe. But when we do come back in the classroom, this would be one of our main spaces. We were looking for a bigger building, but also something that had more child-friendly spaces, easier access for classrooms, and additional classroom space. And this building that we found actually encompasses all of that, so that we can have all staff on board in one building, and but also a space where participants can really feel welcome, and children as well.
I understand that you're going to have a ribbon cutting ceremony and a grand opening. Tell me about that a little bit.
We're pretty excited about the grand opening. So our open house is going to be September 10th, 4 to 8 p.m. And we are inviting agency partners, providers, the public, participants, people interested in services or interested in learning more. We're going to have music, food, couple food trucks, probably an ice cream truck, prizes, raffle prizes, information, and tours. So you can check out the spaces, see what we do. Folks can eat outside or come in and do a guided tour and see what does it look like to be a participant, or what would it look like if you were to come for services here.
Do you have people that self-refer, or do they have to be referred from somewhere else?
Persons that are justice impacted can come and self-refer. They could come walk through that front door, and we would definitely help sign them up or look for the appropriate service for them. So they would be participants would be welcome to come check us out on open house day as well. We will have we're going to have a peer corner where peer support specialists will be there with some special raffle prizes and items just for participants.
Wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like us to know about the Center for Family Success or Pathfinders Network or your open house before I let you go?
I would just say that this is a really family-friendly space, and we look forward to seeing people on September 10th.
Yes.
And come enjoy the food and look at the spaces and meet all the providers, because we're going to be here as well. The advocates, directors, everybody across the board will be here, so you can see who works here and what do the spaces look like.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Yep. Thanks very much, Adele. I appreciate you giving us a rundown on that, and we'll look forward to seeing you there. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to share this information with your friends and neighbors, and we'll see you next time.